Confidence is not something that magically appears in your life the moment everything goes right. It is not something reserved for the chosen few, the talented, the lucky, or the privileged, but rather it is something that is forged slowly, painfully, deliberately, and repeatedly in the moments when life tries its absolute best to convince you that you are not enough, that you should stay quiet, that you should stay small, that you should not try again, that you should not dream again, and that you should accept the limits that other people or your past failures have placed on you. Confidence is not loud arrogance, it is not pretending to be fearless, and it is not standing on a stage shouting affirmations while secretly doubting yourself inside. But real confidence is silent strength. It is the calm belief that no matter what happens, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you are rejected, embarrassed, or misunderstood, you still trust yourself enough to keep going, to stand back up, and to say, "I am not done yet." Most people think confidence comes from winning, from succeeding, from being praised, from having money, titles, followers, or approval. But the truth is, confidence is built in the opposite direction. Because confidence is born in struggle, it grows in discomfort, and it matures in moments when nobody is clapping for you, when nobody believes in you, and when you are forced to look yourself in the mirror and decide whether you are going to quit or continue. You were not born doubting yourself. You were not born afraid of judgment. You were not born believing that your voice did not matter. But somewhere along the way, life taught you to shrink, to hesitate, to question your worth, and to compare yourself to others who seemed more successful, more confident, more capable, and more ahead than you. And slowly, quietly, without you even realizing it, your belief in yourself began to erode. Every criticism you took personally, every failure you labeled as proof that you were not good enough, every time you listened to the voice that said you can't, you shouldn't, or you're not ready, you gave away a piece of your confidence. And the most dangerous part is that after a while, it starts to feel normal, it starts to feel logical, and it starts to feel like reality. But confidence is not about never feeling fear, because fear is a natural response to growth. Fear is what shows up when you step into the unknown, when you challenge yourself, and when you try to become more than you were yesterday. And the confident person is not the one who feels no fear, but the one who acts despite it. Confidence is the decision to move forward even when your hands are shaking, even when your voice trembles, even when your mind is full of doubts, because you understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the refusal to be controlled by it. You see, every confident person you admire was once unsure. Every strong individual you look up to once questioned themselves. And every successful person you think has it all figured out once stood exactly where you are now, uncertain, overwhelmed, and wondering if they were capable of more. The difference is not talent, luck, or background. The difference is that they chose to act. They chose to try, and they chose to fail forward instead of staying frozen by self-doubt. Confidence is built through action, not thought, because you cannot think your way into confidence, you must behave your way into it. And every small action you take in the direction of your goals sends a message to your mind that says, I can trust myself, I can handle this, and I am capable of more than I thought. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, you strengthen your self-belief. And every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken it. Which is why confidence is not about doing big, dramatic things once in a while, but about doing small, disciplined things consistently, even when you don't feel like it. You don't gain confidence by waiting until you feel ready, because readiness is a myth, and if you wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of yourself, you will wait forever, because confidence comes after action, not before it. You must be willing to look foolish, to make mistakes, and to be seen trying, because the fear of embarrassment has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. And the truth is, people are not thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. Confidence grows when you stop trying to be perfect and start trying to be real, because perfection is exhausting, unrealistic, and paralyzing, while authenticity is freeing, sustainable, and powerful. You don't need to impress everyone, you don't need to be liked by everyone, and you don't need approval from people who are not living the life you want. Because the moment you tie your confidence to external validation, you hand over control of your self-worth to people who may not even know your name tomorrow. True confidence comes from internal alignment, from knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you are willing to endure to become the person you want to be, even if the whole world disagrees. Confidence means trusting yourself enough to make decisions without constantly seeking reassurance, trusting yourself enough to learn from mistakes instead of being crushed by them, and trusting yourself enough to walk alone if necessary, because not everyone is meant to go with you to the next level. There will be times when your confidence is tested, when life humbles you, when plans fall apart, and when setbacks make you question everything. And in those moments, you must remember that confidence is not destroyed by failure, it is revealed by it. Failure does not mean you are incapable, it means you are trying, and every failure carries information, lessons, and experience that no amount of thinking or planning can give you. Confident people do not avoid failure. They expect it, they respect it, and they use it as feedback because they understand that mastery comes from repetition, not perfection. You must stop letting your past define your future because who you were yesterday does not have the authority to decide who you can become tomorrow, and the mistakes you made were chapters, not conclusions. Confidence is choosing to forgive yourself, choosing to let go of guilt, shame, and regret, and choosing to move forward with the wisdom you gained instead of the weight you carried. Your confidence will grow when you stop replaying old losses and start investing in new efforts, because the mind becomes what it repeatedly focuses on, and if you constantly feed it with memories of failure, it will produce fear, but if you feed it with visions of growth, it will produce courage. What you listen to, what you watch, what you read, and who you surround yourself with either builds your confidence or breaks it down, because your environment is constantly shaping your mindset, whether you are aware of it or not. If you constantly listen to negativity, criticism, and doubt, you will start to believe it. But if you deliberately feed your mind with empowering ideas, motivating voices, and constructive perspectives, you will begin to see yourself differently. Confidence is also built through preparation because preparation creates certainty, and certainty creates calm. And when you know you have done the work, when you know you have prepared, you walk into situations differently, you speak differently, and you carry yourself differently. You don't have to know everything, but you must be willing to learn, to study, and to improve, because confidence is not pretending you know it all, but trusting yourself enough to figure things out as you go. Confidence is not about controlling outcomes, but about trusting your ability to respond to whatever happens, because life is unpredictable, and the only real security you have is your belief in your ability to adapt. When you stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I grow?" everything changes, because growth is always available, even when success is delayed. You were never meant to live a life dictated by fear, comparison, or self-doubt. You were meant to live fully, boldly, and intentionally, and confidence is the key that unlocks that life. Confidence allows you to speak your truth, to set boundaries, to say no without guilt, and to say yes without fear, because you understand that your time, energy, and purpose matter. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You don't need validation to pursue your dreams, and you don't need approval to take the next step, because the responsibility to live your life belongs to you and you alone. One day, if you keep going, if you keep showing up, and if you keep choosing courage over comfort, you will look back and realize that the confidence you were searching for was built in the moments when you thought you were failing, but you refused to quit. And when that day comes, you will understand that confidence was never about becoming someone else. It was about finally trusting the person you have always been capable of becoming. So stand up, even if your legs are shaking. Speak up, even if your voice cracks. Move forward, even if the path is unclear. Because confidence is not found at the destination, it is built in the journey, one brave decision at a time. And remember this, you do not need to be fearless to be confident. You only need to be willing to try, willing to fail, willing to learn, and willing to rise again. Because the moment you decide not to give up on yourself, confidence begins to grow. You were born with potential, shaped by experience and strengthened by struggle. And if you choose to believe in yourself today, even just a little more than yesterday, that belief will compound, expand, and eventually become unshakable confidence. And that confidence will change your life.